We're live recording this right now. It is Wednesday, October 22nd. Dylan and Connor are here. My goodness, thank goodness I don't have to do a solo show because I think I was halfway through the NFL segment and I go, am I talking right now? I was hallucinating halfway through the NFL part of that solo recap. I don't know what was said, but we got through it. Connor, thank you for sending in a reaction video. Dylan, I know you're on a Vegas bender or finding yourself in Zion. I don't know.
Yeah,
had to go on a spiritual journey.
So I'll be sincere. I apologize for that because I know as a show we've had similar issues before with people not being prepared, making promises they can't fulfill. I'm sorry, I will say that, but here's my excuse. Sunday, we were when we were Young Fest all day, right? Listen to all these great bands, Panic at the Disco, A Fever You Can't Sweat Out in its entirety. And I thought after the concert, after the festival, I would get back to the hotel and I'd be playing blackjack. I'd be playing slots, and it was not a very long night after the festival for me, is what I will say. So I apologize for not getting a video in, but I was on vacation. I was in Las Vegas, like you said in the video. Football season can be kind of a grind, right? So I needed to take a vacation before you started taking off, Karter, with basketball starting up. So it's like now I feel refreshed and ready to go. I'm ready to tackle the end of football season because, I'm not going to say it, but there's rumors on the street. Historically, when basketball season comes around, you start doing church ball. Chase gets involved. You kind of put KarterKast to the side. All football doesn't matter as much.
Whoa!
There's photos of you watching basketball on Thanksgiving. So I feel refreshed. I needed the vacation. I'm sorry I missed my first show in the history of KarterKast, but we're back. We're better than ever next week.
Whoa. I don't want to hear the basketball slander. These episodes are still getting
slander.
out. Oh, it's slander.
No, I get it. Yeah, obviously that's where the views are. That's where the money is. Church ball. You have people to appease over at BYU, so I don't blame you.
Well, that's football and basketball.
Yeah, football and basketball. So it's just something I had to take this vacation. I'm ready to finish the year strong. Connor, I know you're kind of involved with NBA, but if I remember correctly, NBA does not really kick in until football's over. So, Connor and Dylan cast.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, Connor all of a sudden off the hook for the NBA when he's definitely not going to.
But last year, basketball, NBA didn't start. You guys maybe did what, once every 2 weeks or so?
It's
checkup.
It's gonna be. I'm gonna be checking my act. I'm gonna log into Action today, and I'm gonna see Connor _Sparrow on Action has laid down 500 units in one night on the NBA Action.
So perhaps maybe we do need to address this: retiring for football season and then unretiring for NBA. What are we doing there?
Maybe that's just looked at my recent trends in recent years and saw where some money was being made and being lost.
That's just business decision.
Okay.
Yeah, business decision, yeah.
Okay. So, still retired?
Semi-retired. Like Brandon Graham.
Okay.
I might come out of retirement for a week or two and then...
Working 1 day a week. Like my grandpa.
Yeah.
He's retired, but he works at Hilton 1 day a week to get the hotel benefits.
I'm a 10 to 2.
What an animal. Let's... Dylan, any last things on BYU? Because people are like, short. I think. Well, I haven't looked at the comments since the last podcast got posted. Also, are you sure you were in Las Vegas on Monday?
On Monday.
Oh, now we're tracking
flights. Are you sure you weren't a part of these?
You're tracking flights.
Yeah, are you sure you weren't a part of these foreign hackers that were taking down AWS and wouldn't let me get this episode out? And I was sitting there staring at our hosting service for 12 hours trying to get this thing out.
Here's the thing about me that you might not know is I can hack AWS from anywhere. I could be in Vegas. I have my little M1 MacBook Air. I can hack the servers from there. So, Saturday, here's what happened Saturday. So, flying to Vegas, I watched a couple of the day games. Problem with watching football on the plane is you only watch one at a time. Can't watch more than one unless you're flipping.
Nope. Quad box iPad.
Oh, that's a great idea. I didn't even think of that. Yeah, I could have done that, but I didn't do that. I was flipping between Michigan, Washington, and Duke. I was trying to will Duke to a win. I don't know if we'll talk about Duke, but maybe the unluckiest team of all time. They deserve.
When does it become a trend? When does it become a trend, though? When does it become who they are?
I need to see Duke versus Auburn in a bowl game.
Do you?
Yeah,
Unlucky
do you?
bowl.
So I'm watching these games. BYU Utah was at night. We land in Vegas. I think I turned the game off after the Dampier interception. So I didn't know what the final score was when I went to bed. And I woke up to all of these comments about update, all these things. And I thought BYU had won by like 3 possessions. I thought it got bad once I went to bed. 24-21? That's what we're updating about?
That's
in a game where Utah had a higher success rate, they had more yards per play, higher explosive play
this
rate,
is the
higher
problem.
third down success rate. Carter, let me answer me this, all right? This might get cut. That game is played again. Is BYU favorited? Neutral field.
I'll combat you with this. Does it matter? And also, I actually...
Yes, 100%. 100% matters.
I think it's close. Maybe Utah's a slight favorite. I'm being 100% honest here. I think it would probably be Utah by 1.5.
That's the honest answer. You could have said that BYU would have been favored. That would have been the theatrics answer. Here's the deal. When you turn over the ball and deep in opponent territory, 4 times? Like that, again, that's just stuff that is not going to happen. You have the punt that ends up in a field goal. I mean, based on the score, that's a game changer right there. Connor, in your video, you said it exactly right. And BYU fans, Braley, Kaylee, Jackson with an X, taking a lap like they just won the national championship. I'm like, what are we doing here?
Whoa.
This is what BYU football 7-0 is BYU's national championship.
No.
Oh, no.
No. Because Dylan, you did this whole song and dance with Michigan last year where, they beat Ohio State. That's Michigan's national championship. That is BYU's rival right there. You want to beat your rival.
I'm not saying BYU can't be happy about that, right? I'm in no position to say that. But if you're going to sit here and think you're that much better of a team than you, thank you, Carter. Here's the difference.
You sat there all offseason for 9 months being like Michigan this, Michigan that over Ohio State. We have this over them, even though Ohio State was obviously the better team. Do you care? Hey, last season, do you care Ohio State would have been favored on Mars over Michigan? Do you care?
No.
What happened?
Carter, I'm not saying that matters. I'm not saying that in the scheme of
then
things.
Why? It's a useless argument then.
I would say BYU fans were upset that we said Utah was going to win. Blow them out was our exact words. BYU wins. That BYU fans have every. You're not letting me finish.
The problem is you said you're going to go off and say it was 24-21. The issue is that last Utah touchdown, the game was over at that point.
This is being ran like communist China. The game. You're not letting me speak.
You didn't watch. How would you know?
Listen. Because I can look back and see at what time the game at what time that drive finished, and how much time was left.
Exactly. BYU.
I don't need to watch the game to know if the game was over.
That last drive does not matter that much.
I think it will. You recover an
BYU
onside
had
kick.
that game in hand by 2 scores at that point.
We live in a world where it very well could have mattered. The game wasn't over.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. You've watched football before. When it's the last 2 minutes, a team's driving down the field, they're up 2 scores. They're going to play extremely soft coverage, and they're trying to play everything underneath. And, you're going to get a bunch of 8 to 10-yard plays, and you're going to try to get time off the clock. But you're not going to get beat on deep ball. That's how this goes.
I'm not arguing that, right? But you just saying the game is over. That's not necessarily fair.
But then you're using the stats of, Utah outgained BYU. They had higher success rate. Well, it's because of the stats at the end.
Never said outgained. And
Connor said outgained.
Hey, I have a question, Connor. Do you remember how many yards Utah outgained BYU by?
Off the top of my head, 102 maybe.
Over 100?
Yeah. So
how many yards was that final drive that didn't matter?
Yeah, exactly.
78?
And then,
so 100 minus 70. Oh, okay. Gotcha.
But you guys were wrong is the issue too.
We can separate this into beating your rivals exciting and fun and good, and you can be excited about that versus is Utah still the better team? Like we can separate. I'm not sitting. And here's the difference. Carter, here's the difference about Michigan and BYU. Michigan wasn't sitting here and saying that we have a chance to make the playoffs and win it all. And national
you guys were dead at that point.
And we have the best defense in college football. We weren't saying that last year. But BYU is saying that right now.
You know why you weren't saying that? Because you were already 8-3, and the season didn't matter.
Find me one person that said that in the entirety of the year. No one was saying that about this Michigan team. And now BYU fans
because you had already, Dylan, you had already lost games at that point. So it doesn't matter. That's a flawed argument.
Carter, I'm not saying that doesn't matter. I'm not saying you're wrong. No one was saying that. The entirety of the year, when we were 0-0 at the beginning of the year, no one was saying Michigan was a playoff contender.
Okay.
And now BYU starts 7-0, which you didn't think was going to happen, by the way. Remember in the preview when you said,
hold up,
6-0 is a very good start for BYU, very possible.
No, I said BYU is
Utah
going
to win the Big 12.
6-0.
And now all of a sudden we're 7 weeks in. And you're so high on this BYU train. And we're going to look back at the end of this year when BYU 7-5, and we're going to say, what a cute start from BYU. Because you're losing to Iowa State, you're losing to Texas Tech, you're losing to TCU, you're losing to Cincinnati, and you'll win the last week of the year as a consolation prize. Congratulations, you're playing in the Pop-Tart Bowl.
Not as concerned about the offense. I think it'll be fine. I think it'll be slightly worse than last season. The defense is all you got to know. The secondary I have a little bit of concerns about, but this front seven is elite. It might be the best in the Big 12 next season. Give me BYU over 6.5 wins. This is another schedule play as well. They should be 6-0 going into the Utah game this year. Easy non-con, easy first three.
Okay. So why not 7-0? You should be 7-0 after Utah. Why do you draw the line at 6-0? Someone's not very confident.
In the preseason, I liked Utah more, but then once I've seen this Utah team play against two above-average defenses, what's happened to Dampier?
You have led BYU fans astray. Here's what I would do for Michigan
what
fans.
Are we
are going
here?
to.
I've
we
been
are going
so
to beat Ohio
upfront with
State.
everything. What are you talking about?
I will stand up for my fan base that I represent. We will beat Ohio State. We're not going to take pride in going into the Ohio State.
Who did I pick? Also, I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that. Dylan, you picked Ohio State last year.
I knew what I was doing.
Oh, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. No,
I knew what I was doing.
You can't do that.
This is a new was the History Channel, now KarterKast turned the History Channel.
You can't do that because you genuinely believed Ohio State was winning that game last year.
That's the way to do it. You just pick against your team, and that way if your team loses, you're right. But if your team wins, then, I know what I was doing. That's a win-win for Dylan.
What can I say? I've been doing this game way, way too long. Listen, BYU, good win. If you played it again, Utah probably wins, 3-4? We already talked about all that. Now, here's what I want to say.
This is the issue, though. When you actually watch the game, you can see Dampier was under pressure, and they had to run a Service Academy offense in the second half of this game.
A lot of Service Academies will take 500 yards, I think. So, credit to Utah.
Utah has no downfield threats. They're done. Their season's over. Also, their offensive line was supposed to be the best in the nation, and they were getting pummeled in this game by all these different dudes on BYU. Dampier was in hell in this game. Yeah, he had some success on the ground. I mean, I don't even know. Like, you didn't even watch the effing end of the game.
In my notes here, I have a field storm by BYU. Is that correct?
That was good comment.
That's a good point. 4-point underdog?
No. What was it? Well, I think I got up to 4, 4 or 5.
So I will rivalry. Thank you for bringing that up, Connor. That's a very good point.
Of course,
rivalry. I'll give a little bit more, leeway to, but 4-point underdog. I mean, is that what the program's come to now? Now here's what a lot of people asking for an apology. Where's this guy? Apology. I am sorry that you guys now have false hope. This is the game that gets, now we're going to talk about national champ. It's the same as last year. Like I said on the preview show, Iowa State loses 2 games and ties when it's a Tuesday and rainy, and then Colorado loses a game, and all of a sudden we're in the Big 12 championship. We're going to find ourselves in a pretty similar situation this season. So I'm sorry for BYU fans. It's a good win. Now you have false hope. You think you're a contender now. And we're going to have to talk about them. Like, we're going to have to talk about BYU the rest of the way. You've got donors that are paying money to the show. We got to talk about BYU. The rest of the way, it's the BYU show. This is Church Ball 2.0.
The issue with this is I don't think BYU is actually a national title contender, but they're absolutely.
I believe that. I believe that.
I don't. I don't care if you believe that or not. The Big 12, they are absolutely a contender for. The other issue is I don't think BYU gets out of their regular season undefeated, but even if let's say they have one loss, like there's a one-loss BYU team, let's say their one loss comes either this week against Iowa State or Texas Tech and they went out the rest of the way, do they get the SMU treatment and get slid into the playoff regardless of the result in the Big 12 title game?
I hope not.
Maybe. I think it depends on how the rest of the college football shakes out. How many SEC teams have one loss?
Yeah, that's very true too.
The SEC eventually is going to start beating each other a little more. Like Oklahoma, we might be saying sayonara to Oklahoma this week.
That might be loser leaves town game.
They got 5 games coming up. We're going to be saying sayonara to them at one point or another.
We'll get into Brent Venables and those guys, but yeah, Dylan, I'm just warning you. I just think BYU's just living rent free in your guys' head, man.
Quite the opposite. The only reason we're talking about them is because everybody's asking for a reaction. I could not care less about the
Do you know how much joy that those people took in coming back to comment on that tweet?
Oh, yeah.
Good for them. I had joy.
They set the alarm on Saturday night. It's like, let's go comment back to the Clown Brigade on Twitter and TikTok.
Sipping on their
This is the
swig butter
Clown
beers,
Brigade.
responding to people on X.
Hey, gun to your head, Karter. Is BYU making the college football playoff? Just yes or no right now. 7-0.
Karter, you have a gun to your head. This is no time to think. We got decisions
Well, then
to
just
make.
shoot me.
Connor, can you put a gun to my head?
Because I think that I think they make the Big 12 title game. I just think it's 50-50 once you get to the Big 12 title game.
He wants to say no so bad.
I honestly want to say yes so bad, but I'm leaning towards no.
Dylan?
No, this team will be 8-4 by the end of the regular season. Now, Karter. Let's be honest here. 8-4 is not completely out of the cards. Looking at this schedule,
I think they'll be better than 8-4.
I think 10-2 is the most realistic outcome here.
where are the losses?
I think Iowa State, spoiler, and then Texas Tech would be my 2 losses.
At Cincinnati, no, huh?
Since he's going to be a weird one. I don't know. I don't necessarily believe in the Cincinnati team, though.
Connor, can you and I talk for a second?
Of course, Dylan.
Worst fan base in college football, right?
Now, this might be a biased opinion because this past week, but it's rising up the rankings for me. It's like Bama, Georgia, BYU's right there.
I saved you this week, Connor. I gave you a get-out-of-jail-free card this week because I could have posted the Georgia clip.
If you would have posted my Georgia clip, I would have just asked that you post my Bama, Tennessee clip as well so we could get that out in the verse. But yeah, you did. I could have been getting it from both sides. What they call that, two-front war growing up in history? We're fighting a two-front war. I didn't have enough resources to go down to Athens. I was already fighting from the West Coast in Provo.
This Cincinnati team's not real. BYU's going to beat them. But the next 2 weeks will determine BYU's season.
I love Jack. BYU fans are insufferable. I think the case.
How are they? They're the same as every other college football fan base. It's just you guys were getting notifications on Twitter instead of TikTok.
Carter, here's the thing, though. They are supposed to be held to a different standard. We, as Jesus-loving men, are held to a different standard than Alabama and Georgia fans.
I've had Notre Dame.
We had this conversation.
I've had plenty of Notre Dame fans say absurd things in our DMs.
Sure. Same with Notre Dame, same Baylor, TCU, all these Christian Big 12 teams as well. 100%.
SMU.
Very, very interesting interactions with people with some pretty bad theology. That's not a Mormon thing. That's just everybody fails when someone posts a post with some pretty mean things, some bad things, some not Christian things, where you have 3 opportunities to not send the post. And then you say, thank you for pointing out that I'm a fallen man. Well, you had 3 opportunities not to do that. Self-control, I've said it before. It separates us from Neanderthals, Karter.
That was great. I think that was great.
Oh, Dylan.
You're not supposed to cuss. If you cuss in a tweet, you have to think it, you have to type it, you have to send it. You can't sit here and say,
what about,
I'm a fallen man. Darn it.
I feel like you're only doing that towards the non-Christian universe. Like, are you going to have the same reaction when you say, "Oh, Baylor's going to lose this week," and then Baylor fans go after you?
Yes. Yes.
No, I don't think you would. I would.
do
Now
it to
you
Baylor.
would. Now you would because I've brought it up to you. But before you'd be like, "Oh, that's Baylor."
No. If you're a Christian university, you're held to a different standard.
What about a Christian? What about when we get the R word or every other word in the dictionary,
Yeah.
Urban Dictionary, and our DMs, and every single time you see Christian in their bio, Christian, father, husband.
That gets me going too. Gives us Christians a bad name. Gives us a bad name. I will not respond to DMs. That's what I will say. But if they publicly post it, I'll probably respond. Now, in this guy's defense that I responded to, I did attach a Bible verse where James was questioning someone's faith. So he might think I was questioning his faith by him saying a cuss word out. Maybe a little too far, but do better, BYU fans. Mormons, Christians, Catholics. It's a little different. Same Jesus. We all got the same Jesus.
I think this is a good thing, all in all, for BYU fans, because this means that you guys are a serious enough program to be on this show, getting heat from Dylan.
Get that out of here.
Well, no, I'm just kidding. It's really cute. Isn't that what Dylan says? It's really cute, guys.
Very cute.
No.
How was Riyadh? How was Riyadh this past weekend raising NIL funds?
We are already looking forward to 2026-27 and our opener in Ireland against TCU. So I was raising money for the flights and the meal stipends for players.
And John Summerall's new contract?
Well, we're fully committed to Bill Belichick, and he's fully committed to our program, and we're going to move forward from this day forward.
That was an awesome answer.
Anthony
Fauci's
over there right now.
You talking about gun to my head? I've got Carolina booster right here.
Jordan Hudson, Bill Belichick leaked a little underdog thing. That's a problem. That is 100% happening at UNC behind closed doors.
What, the video of them in the room discussing the show or whatever?
The hot trashing graphics guys, but Jordan is an Adobe Photoshop person.
That was
Wasn't
funny.
she,
but that just confirms what we already knew.
I saw on her computer she was using Canva, right? In that leaked clip.
I turned it off after 3 minutes. I couldn't watch it. I genuinely could not sit there and watch the whole thing.
How do we get to?
I'm kind of just done with the Belichick stuff.
Is that a good thing though? Hey, let's push it to the back burner. Let's not make it a national story every week, and then all of a sudden next year Carolina creeps up and they're not bad. We'll see. He will make the next year. He will be coaching his team.
Hey, you want to talk about false hope for BYU fans, and you're sitting here saying, "Oh, Bill Belichick's going to come back from the dead." I mean,
oh my gosh.
Good luck, man.
But I'm not saying Carolina's going to be in the yeah, no, we don't have to do this.
No, say it, Connor.
I'm not saying that Carolina's going to be in the playoff, and we're going to go out there, we're going to beat NC State this year, and then I'm going to go claim that we're back. I'm not doing that. I know
you're not beating NC State this year. Also, BYU 7-0 and has to win probably 4 more games to go to the playoff. Meanwhile, Carolina actually being a relevant program would mean they have to win like 7 games for once. That's just not happening.
You know what? I think what really fires me up, and I said this in our group chat, Dylan, maybe you agree. I can take hey, F you, R word from SEC fans, but when I've got BYU fans in there going, darn it, you're so dumb, go make a podcast at Target or go do this or that. Like, it just gets me more mad than like these SEC trailer trash fans that come at us from like Georgia and Tuscaloosa. It's like, I can take that. I can brush that off.
But that's Dylan's thoughts being a Christian. Dylan told them not. Dylan told them not to swear in your comments.
No, I can't. That's true.
Not sure how often Jesus was going to the Jews and Gentiles and saying they were dumb and stupid, and
Do you think Jesus
he was a little busy starting revolution? But
do you think Jesus went to the Jews and Gentiles and said, "Sell the podcast equipment"? Or podcast equipment needs to be more expensive.
Needs to be more expensive.
Carter, I think those were red letters. Last time I went to Bible, those are red letters.
Oh, that was good.
Anybody can start a podcast. Anybody can start a religion nowadays.
Those comments should be etched in a KarterKast history book somewhere. Just like, hey, top 10 comments you see on every single video.
It's 11th commandment. Thou shalt not start a podcast.
Thou shalt sell podcast equipment.
Love you, Big J. Love you.
Hey. Shout out to the big guy.
Give it to Jesus.
let's get into college football. I think that was enough on the whole BYU stuff.
That was fun.
And shout out Bill
We love our
Belichick.
fans. We love our engagement.
All right, I love it. I can't wait. I can't wait for everyone to get proven wrong again this week. But where do we want to start this week? Yeah, it's not worth that.
Yeah,
that one.
Yeah, we're done.
It's not worth it. Let's go Ole Miss Oklahoma this week. We got Oklahoma by 4.5. Over under 54.5. Games in Norman. We saw Ole Miss last week kind of blow it against Georgia, to be honest. Had the lead on the road, and we saw what ended up happening there.
Mm-hmm.
Does anybody feel confident in either of these teams going into this game?
No. And here's can I paint a picture of my Saturday last week? So I got to watch the first 3 quarters of this game. I think Ole Miss Georgia. I had Ole Miss plus 7.5. I was like, oh, it's in the bag. Never a doubt. They were up by 7.
Me too.
I think. And I look, and Georgia wins by 8. I'm like, what are we doing here? This is absolutely insane.
Tale as old as time.
Yeah, tale as old as time. 2 teams that are Ole Miss is ranked 8, Oklahoma's ranked 13. You still kind of feel like both of them are overranked, but at the same time, who are you going to rank above them?
That's the thing. It's more of an indictment on the landscape of college football right now, where these teams are ranked.
Yeah, and it's like, yeah, it just doesn't feel right. You're tired of watching Ole Miss play these big games. The bottom line is these SEC games the rest of the way are going to be big games because they're all ranked in the top 25, even though LSU, not that good. Vanderbilt, probably a little fraudish as well. So it's going to be interesting coming down the stretch. What's interesting to me here, we have 2. I hear the dog. Thank you. Thank you for the backup there. Woo, woo.
Georgia fans are in Connor's house.
Oh, my God. They failed me. I made one comment.
They heard us talk Ole Miss Georgia, and they infiltrated. This is unstoppable force meets immovable object. And then on the other side of the ball, it's a stoppable force meeting a movable object. So Ole Miss's offense versus Oklahoma's defense is a great matchup. Ole Miss's offense has been good. Oklahoma's defense, you can make an argument, one of the best in the country, maybe even the best in the country. I don't think that would be that crazy. But Oklahoma's offense, since John Mateer came back from his surgery, 150 yards last week, 1 touchdown. Not that impressive. They got it done on the ground, but not that impressive in the air. On one hand, it feels very hard, very difficult to back an Oklahoma team with post-surgery John Mateer. But I don't want to take Ole Miss either. I don't want to do anything. I think under. I think I'm going to go under. Just Oklahoma defense, blindly take the under.
I don't hate it at all.
Okay.
Wow.
But Oklahoma defense, a lot of those great numbers are based on Michigan, Auburn, Texas, who have all kind of fallen from where they're supposed to be preseason, or we can't go that route.
Was that Auburn game that bad? I'm sorry.
I
just have a personal thing with Auburn. I think about Auburn way more than I should. Throughout my day, I'll be sitting there, I'll be cleaning dishes, and just go, F you, Hugh Freeze. I cannot stand you, Hugh Freeze.
No, I think that Oklahoma front 7 was absolutely dominant in that game, but it's more of
sure.
Hey, is Auburn actually any good? Yeah, exactly. School record, tied the school record. This comes down to me more of is John Mateer 100% healthy? If you watch the last couple games since he's been back, he hasn't really used his legs as much. Clearly, he wasn't ready to come back for the Texas game. I'm not going to bet on this Oklahoma team until I see him kind of revert back to what we saw pre-injury, and I haven't seen that yet. And on top of that, even though Ole Miss lost last week to Georgia, I do think Chan Bliss and that offense played pretty well for the majority of that game. So I'm going to take Ole Miss here. I think them being 5.5, 6-point dogs is kind of crazy, even in Norman. I think until we see John Mateer healthy, this Ole Miss team's a better team, in my eyes.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you, Connor. I think I need to see a fully healthy Mateer. Looked a little bit better against South Carolina, but nothing great necessarily. And honestly, Oklahoma's defense single-handedly had that game in the bag. I mean, Lenore Sellers was getting destroyed in that game. I'm kind of with Dylan here. I kind of just want to do the cop-out and just go under because I don't necessarily love either of these teams. But the one point with Ole Miss going forward is they play this Oklahoma game. The rest of their season is honestly not that bad. They've got South Carolina, Citadel, Florida, at Mississippi State. If they win this game, they basically have an automatic ride to the playoff, assuming they don't slip up, which they will. Like Mississippi State, they could very well lose the Egg Bowl this year or something like that. They're going to be pissed here in this preview then. But I'm going Ole Miss, and I don't like it that much. I'm betting against John Mateer's actually healthy or not.
Well, you look at his numbers, just counting stats-wise, his 4 games pre-injury, no less than 270 yards passing. 2 games since he's been back, 202 and then 150. Yards per attempt way down. Feels like he's checking the ball down so much, and that's kind of what made him great, is his ability to make those downfield plays pre-injury. From what I've seen the last 2 weeks, and I didn't watch every snap, so if I might have missed some, I just didn't see that a ton to make me feel confident in this Oklahoma team. So it's scary backing an Ole Miss team on the road like this, but I think I'm with you, Carter. I'm going to do it. I'm going to pick Ole Miss here.
Dylan, pick a side.
Ole Miss. I would not. Here's what's going to happen. I've said this before. Friday, I'll get the FanDuel notification. Big game boost, 50% profit boost on, and then you pick 2 games, and I will take Ole Miss with that profit boost. That's what's going to happen.
You're dead on. That's exactly what's going to happen over here too. Yeah, let's rock with Ole Miss. I also like Ole Miss coming off a loss, too. I think that helps in this spot.
Yep. I do, too. And you look at Oklahoma's schedule rest of the way. My goodness. I know we've touched on it last week.
It's rough.
Ole Miss this week, and then at Tennessee, at Alabama, home Missouri, home LSU.
They could lose out.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
That's not crazy. So is the thought process here with John Mateer that, like, 1 week he's we keep playing him, 1 week he's magically going to be 100%?
I don't understand it. I
think it's a matter of look, we have no shot if he's not playing. Just run him out there and hope he gets a little bit better and doesn't get killed.
Well, he's also pushing the play. Like, he's also pushing, like, hey,
sure.
let me get out there. I can do it. Like, no, my hand feels great. In reality, he's probably stinging every single throw.
But the other issue about this Oklahoma team is, who have they beaten? I don't want to hear the 2 ranked matchups. Your wins were Auburn and Michigan.
That was my point on this defense. Like, they're all these metric numbers, whatever, and they have been great in a lot of these games. But if you look at the offenses they played, I'm with you on that one.
And
we're going to see. We're going to find out really quickly about Oklahoma and how real they are, and we might have to do a referendum and look back and be like, hey, why did we not see this with Oklahoma? Like, we were blinded by their opponents or something like that.
Well, we did in the preseason, but my gosh, I mean, they're 6-1 at this point. I didn't think they'd be 6-1 coming into this point of the season.
No.
They could very well finish 6-6, 7-5, and I know Oklahoma fans are going to be pissed. Give me Ole Miss. Let's move on.
Yep.
Let's go to Mizzou Vanderbilt.
Oh.
Cannot believe we're talking about this as one of the top SEC clashes so far. Vandy is a 2.5-point favorite. Over under 52.5. Dylan, your sweet Missouri Tigers. This is a must win. They got to have this one.
Yeah. That schedule. I keep saying it. This schedule we thought was going to be easy. It just looks tougher and tougher as the weeks go by. Vanderbilt's tough. A&M's tough. Honestly, Mississippi State's tough. They're going to be an unranked team.
And Arkansas isn't a walk in the park.
Nope. Even at Oklahoma,
Unless
I know we
you're
just
Notre
kind of
Dame.
crapped on them for 5 minutes, but that's still a tough defense to face. I subscribe to the theory that Vanderbilt is a bit fake. Even the win against LSU last week, I don't think LSU's all that good. Great defense, not a great offense. I'm sure we'll talk about them later. But the fan in me, I say fan pretty loosely, I want Missouri to do well. I'm like, oh, Missouri needs to win this game, but then I see they're underdogs to Vanderbilt, and I'm like, oh, that doesn't make me feel great. Vanderbilt's offense is very good, but I think Missouri's defense can match up with them. It's going to be tough for them, but it's closer than what people would think. Missouri and Bo Pribula are just going to have to show up on offense, especially in the passing game. Vanderbilt's pass defense, 116th in the nation EPA per pass allowed. Bo Pribula's got to show it. He had an opportunity against Alabama to show it, and he did not. He I think it was 2 interception game, at least 1 bad interception.
They made him throw. They forced him to throw.
They forced him to throw. If Vanderbilt does the same thing, Bo has to learn from his mistakes. I'm going to go Missouri tentatively because I think they're going to make the playoff. But this is a game that's much tougher than what I thought it was going to be before the season started. Give me Missouri.
I like Missouri here too. I mean, you look at what they did against Auburn, which another just mind-numbing game for Auburn. They kind of held Jackson.
I'm not kidding. I have 30 minutes on the Auburn Tigers if we ever need it.
We'll save that for a rainy day. They kind of held Jackson Arnold in check on the ground. You look at the numbers. He didn't have any really explosive runs from when I was watching most of that game. And so if you're Missouri's defense, I think they can kind of contain Diego Pavia would be my go-to for this one. And I think I'm going to trust Ahmad Hardy in this Missouri rush offense to kind of get it going against Vandy more. I really think that's the point they want to hit home is focus on that. We saw Alabama stifle that a couple weeks ago when they played, but I think they'll have success on the ground this week against Vandy. And I don't think Diego Pavia is going to be able to run around the pocket and make his magical plays. I think this Missouri defense is going to be able to counter that. So I'm going to take Mizzou here. I don't feel great about it, but I also don't feel great about Vandy as a whole. So give me Missouri.
Am I good to go?
Yep.
Put up the game day graphic once again. I'm going Mizzou in this one. Mizzou's going to be able to run all over this Vanderbilt team.
Mm-hmm.
Ahmad Hardy, Bo Perbula. You go back and you look, LSU, that run game is awful. One of the worst in the country, probably ranks in the 120s in rush offense this season. Caden Durham was averaging 8.4 yards a carry. I know a lot of that's from a 51-yard run. Still happened. We can take out the outlier.
Oh, no, take it out. Take it out, Karter.
Let's go to the other running back. He was averaging 5 yards a carry, and this is one of the worst rush offenses in the country. You're going against one of the best, and Ahmad Hardy and Bo Perbula. They're going to be able to have success on the ground. Diego Pavia is going to have a Johnny Manziel-like game to win this one. As long as Bo Perbula is not forced to make big throws on 3rd and long, Missouri's going to handle this game, no problem. Give me the Tigers.
Pavia is going to be running for his life. Missouri has probably the best pair of edge rushers, I think, in the country. And Vanderbilt's offensive line, specifically the tackles, they're just not strong enough to fend them off. So if they can get pressure on Pavia, I think this is Missouri's game to lose.
The fact that Vandy has been favored back-to-back weeks against LSU and Missouri, even though they're at home, but the fact that Vanderbilt has been favored these 2 games in a row, imagine saying that 3 or 4 years ago. Hey, Vanderbilt's favored against LSU and then a ranked Missouri team 2 weeks in a row.
I need to check PFF to see if they have like an explosive run rate for Vanderbilt because it feels like they give up a ton of explosive runs, but I could be wrong. Also, the Jam Miller stats are a little out of context if you include that last 26-yard one, that touchdown, the garbage one to cash. I think it was the Alabama spread that cashed in that.
It
one, right?
was.
Yeah,
it was the spread.
Yeah. Check the boards.
Did you want Vanderbilt defensive run
Giving
numbers?
up explosive plays.
Yes.
I don't have explosives, but they are 45th in defensive rush success rate and 21st in EPA allowed per rush.
Yeah, and you look at the
defense.
Let's narrow that down to the few ranked teams they played.
Yeah, I was about to say Charleston, Southern, Georgia State, Utah State. Utah State did put up 35 against this Vandy team.
Our boy, Bryson Barnes.
Yeah, give me Mizzou. Mizzou.
I love it.
Do you love it, or is that just one of the Karter fillers?
That one I actually do love. I actually do love that one. Okay. That's a fully conscious. I love it.
I love it. Let's move on. Texas A&M.
That's a man that knows comedic timing.
Texas A&M, LSU. A&M's a 2.5-point favorite. Games in Baton Rouge at night, 7:30 Eastern kickoff. Over under 47.5. Look, Texas A&M, your sweet, sweet princes of the preseason previews, guys. Worried about them in this one? Because this is a Brian Kelly kitchen sink game. Everybody, I went on LSU message boards this weekend because I was curious, and it is a disaster in there. And we're going to see some rumors being made up about Brian Kelly to lower that buyout and get him out of here soon because he is not going to be there by the start of next season if someone has the money to do it. Maybe it's going to have to be Todd Graves of Raising Cane's. I don't know who it's going to be. Someone's going to have to pay that buyout. Or he wins this game and people buy back in on LSU.
Russillo can probably pay it with his new Barstool contract.
Connor, can I ask you a question real quick?
Of course.
We spent a lot of time on BYU to begin the show. We kind of there's the benefit of skipping over other things in your case, so I need to ask the question. Texas A&M. Best team in Texas?
I'm gonna have to say yes for now.
Kind of
I'm
has
gonna
to be yes at this
I
point.
have to say yes. Yeah,
And
Which,
even
I was high on A&M. I was high on Texas Tech. I had them both in the playoff. So
big
I'm not
Texas
upset.
guy. They do everything bigger down there.
We're not going to mention the Longhorns. They've got a Manning at quarterback.
Well,
I
Preseason
pooped on
number
Texas.
1.
We pooped on Texas though.
yeah.
Preseason number 1.
I can't wait
Ironically,
to go
no.
back and get
No,
my-
they're
I
terrible.
can't
They
wait to
should've
go back
lost
and get my.
They should have lost to Kentucky. I mean, that was awful. But anyway,
I think there's a
can't
gentleman
wait.
on this show that had Texas as the SEC winner.
I think I had
Yeah,
Texas
there
winning the
was.
national title over Clemson.
I had Penn State in the national title, so
Yeah, I did too. I did too.
I can't wait to go back and get my Texas preseason video because I think I did say they were going to have 3 or 4 losses.
Hey, only 2 right now. You got to wait. You got to be patient.
You're right.
And-
You're right.
third one might come this week.
Let's say, this is another. So here's what's interesting about Texas A&M for me. We have the Notre Dame game where they let Notre Dame score 40-some points, but yet every single week I check the advanced stats on Texas A&M offense. All the numbers are good. Marcel Reed, good. Yes. Their defensive numbers are good. They somehow allow so many points to these teams, and yet their EPA, like their defensive numbers aren't bad. I don't get it. So every time I see it, I want to take under, especially in this game where LSU's defense, LSU's been great to the under because their offense is so bad. Their defense is great. And I get burned because Texas A&M, their stats say their defense is good, but they allow their opponents to score so many points. Even if this is a Brian Kelly kitchen sink game, I don't think it matters. I think Texas A&M still wins this game. I think they win big. Like this LSU team just isn't that good. Nussmeier's one of those guys, the same with Arch, that fell from grace from preseason Heisman favorite status, and I don't think it changes here against Texas A&M, even at Death Valley or whatever they've called their place.
And
That
also-
that Arkansas game, there was a touchdown, 10 seconds left. So same deal. They're up by 2 scores.
That I guess that matters,
I had to
huh?
bring
I guess
that
that
up.
matters.
Had to bring it up, Carter.
Golly. It did. I mean, that did lie. Arkansas did score that garbage touchdown. I mean, it's still 35 points at that point, but
Yeah.
I want to take LSU in this game so bad, but I'm not. I'm rocking with A&M. I just don't believe this LSU team is all that good. They just can't get it going on the ground. And then Nussmeier's life is so much worse because of it. And also, Nussmeier is 100% not 100%. He is a shell of himself of last year. And it's kind of just tanking his draft stock as the season keeps going on. I think he's going to look great once the combine happens and he gets healthy a little bit. I think this is when things fully go down for LSU and fans freak out. And Brian Kelly, I mean, we're gonna see protests in the street. It's gonna be bad in Baton Rouge after this one.
Guys, we talk about Missouri's schedule being harder as the season goes on. We talk about a team like who did we just talk about that had the same deal. Their schedule. I said Missouri. That was Oklahoma. Yeah, you talk about Missouri's, and then you talk about Oklahoma's into the stretch schedule, which is insanely hard. You look at Texas A&M's; it is opened up beautifully. That's parted like the Red Sea. I mean, there's games on here. LSU we thought would be a massive game preseason. It turns out it's not as bad. Missouri, pretty good team. South Carolina, below 500. Texas to close the year. We know what's going on with Texas right now. There is a real chance if Texas A&M wins this weekend, they finish the year 12-0.
Oh yeah.
I don't think that's crazy. I think they can beat Missouri. At Missouri will be tough. That might be the one slip-up spot, but they can definitely beat Texas.
Sanford.
So,
They got some demons against Texas, though. I don't know. Rivalry game?
I think the schedule's opened up
In
nicely.
Austin?
And this matchup specifically, though, and I don't know, there's something gnawing at me on the inside of me that's like, take LSU. Like, don't go with A&M again. Take LSU. It makes no sense. They have no run game. Brian Kelly is 1 foot out the door, maybe 2 feet out the door at this point. I want to take LSU so bad, but I'm not going to allow myself to do it because I've pooped on them all season. So I'm going to pick A&M here, and if I get burned, I will be very upset. But I'm going to take A&M. I do think A&M's a better team. I think that running game has been really good this year. And Marcel Reed, on the road. We saw him pull off a miracle at Notre Dame. I think we're going to do the same thing this weekend. So give me
Do you
A&M.
think we see a tweet on Saturday that says 90% of the bets are on A&M?
Probably.
Yeah. That's
Especially
Guys,
Saturday's 2.5.
If I wasn't so big on A&M this year, I would take LSU.
yeah. The line. I want to take LSU so bad when you look at that. Just 2.5 dogs at home at night.
I know.
Brian Kelly needs this game so bad, and then they'll get pummeled by a great Alabama team the following week. It all kind of leads towards that. Also, A&M, their best win this season will be Notre Dame far and away.
Yeah, probably by the time the season's over.
Notre Dame's very
Missouri,
good.
maybe, if they beat Missouri, maybe.
I think Notre Dame's a title contender.
I mean, come on.
We've done this song and dance, Dylan.
Yeah, we've been
I'm
here
so
before.
big on this Notre Dame team. I have put money on Notre Dame to win the national title.
Since when? When was this bet placed?
Sunday.
It was before the USC game. It was that Friday before. So it was that last
So
Friday.
when they already had 2 losses. Wow. Good for you.
Yeah. This was not preseason. I've been saying it week after week that this Notre Dame team's good, and you guys are like, oh, the defense. It's fine. It's fine.
We'll see with him.
All right, well, that's enough on those games. Quickly, BYU's an underdog at Iowa State this week. Iowa State's 2.5-point favorite over under 48.5.
Wait
in
a
Ames.
second.
Doesn't this feel
Guys.
like the perfect letdown spot after beating your rival in a huge, huge spot? BYU did this last year where they played Kansas right after they lost. They lost 2 games right after beating Utah. You come out flat against a Kansas team. Do you come out flat against an Iowa State team that kind of has a pulse and who has lost back-to-back games at Cincinnati, Colorado, and that yet Iowa State is favored?
This is your thing.
I have to call it like I see it. I have to take Iowa State in this game.
I was
Oh,
gonna say,
sell the podcast equipment. Nope, sell the podcast equipment. He's a fraud.
if you
You
do
have
take
to.
Iowa State, what do you stand for? Like that's literally the foundation of Karter college football is unranked favorite at home.
You have to take it. You have
I mean,
to take
Duke
it.
hit last week, so
Oh, no.
that hurt, man. Hey,
it hurt
luckily,
me too. It hurt me too.
Luckily, Auburn wasn't favored. They were still technically a dog, and that was a whole nother thing. And I still took Auburn and just, I think honestly, I think BYU. Like, I like BYU's run game better. I like BYU's defense better in this game. I think BYU's going to win in the trenches in this game. But that line makes absolutely no sense to me. Why it's Iowa State minus 2.5. Now, spin
It makes
zone.
sense to me.
Spin zone. What if BYU's this year's TCU of just nothing makes sense, and they just keep winning as 2.5-point underdogs, and Vegas doesn't believe in them all season?
Make the Disney movie. That sounds like a good script.
Yeah, start
I don't
it now.
think they're making a
We'd probably
Disney
be-
movie about TCU losing 63-0. I think the movie ended after beating Michigan.
Yeah.
Convenient time to end it. Karter, BYU representative. You have ties. If I say anything mean, it gets cut. I have a question for you.
It doesn't.
Any thoughts on Bear Bachmeier's turnover-worthy play rate being higher than his big-time throw rate? Any concerns?
True freshman.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Well, it's very fair. That's what there's no
yeah,
subjectivity
but-
there.
Yeah, I don't know what you want me to say to that. Like,
What?
That checks out.
You
The eye
confident
test-
in him?
yeah, I'm confident
in
in
the big
him.
spot at
Yeah,
Iowa
the
State.
the big spot was last week against Utah at home rivalry game. You had all the kickoff, big noon kickoff, and all that stuff going on there.
Yeah.
And he made the big play when it mattered. He dragged 5 dudes into the end zone to win the game, to ice the game.
Where's that game at? You said at
That's
home, right?
But normally I would be. He's done it on the road twice this season when it's been closer games. So
What does a show being at your stadium 8 hours before kickoff have to do with it being a big game?
what do you mean? There's much more attention on the game. That's the whole thing. If college game day's at your campus, that means there's more attention on that game.
Okay.
There's a different buzz going around.
There's an 8-hour buffer between when the show's there and
Not that kind of
the
buzz,
game
Connor.
starting.
It's Provo.
True.
It's interesting. With all that being said, I actually do kind of like BYU here, as much as I hate to say it. But
Do you really?
yeah, I do.
I will not be taking this. If you look at everything, like I feel like BYU is going to be able to run the ball pretty easily on this Iowa State team. It's just the line makes no sense to me.
That's what it is. It's BYU's 6th straight game. Iowa State's coming off a bye, should be healthier. And you look at BYU's schedule, 3 of the last 4 weeks. I mean, these are games that were really close. Whether or not, Utah game, they were up by 2 scores, whatever. It was a hard-fought game. Like, it was a taxing, emotional win. And they had the win over Arizona and then the win over Colorado. Those were 3 of their last 4 that are very tough. No bye week. Iowa State coming off a bye, favored at home. I like Iowa State, and that's not just to piss off BYU fans. I think this is the perfect spot for Iowa State.
People often forget. I was the only one on the show that stood up for BYU against Arizona. So soon do we forget.
Slight look-ahead spot to Texas Tech?
That's true, too.
And back-to-back road spots. That schedule
Iowa
is
State
pretty rough.
look-ahead spot for Arizona State?
No,
Well,
they got
well-
BYU circled right now.
Yeah.
They get to play a 7-0 BYU team that's getting all the love this week.
They're coming off a bye.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, BYU fans. Don't attack us this time. I'm not saying it's cute.
Oh,
I'm
they're
saying
gonna
it's
attack
just
you.
a.
I mean, come on, man. I mean,
Well, can you include yourself in
honestly,
this clip? Put yourself in this clip.
I put myself. What are you talking about?
Okay. All right.
I put myself in all the clips last week.
You did?
I threw myself out there saying Alabama's going to steamroll Tennessee. No big deal. No big deal. It's fine.
No one cares.
Yeah, no one cares. No one cares when you're right, Dylan.
Yeah.
CJ Stroud, how's he doing?
Is he still a starter?
I don't know what I want to.
You've talked me into Iowa State. The bye, the 2 losses, BYU look at. Yeah, you've talked me into Iowa State.
There you go.
I think Rocco Becht wins the quarterback matchup here. I just don't know if it gets to a point where that necessarily matters. There are some banged up dudes on the D line from that Utah game. Iowa State.
If you want a pro Rocco Beck stat compared to Bear Bachmeier, Rocco Beck does have a higher big-time throw rate than turnover-worthy play rate.
Yeah, I mean that would 100%.
If that kind of
check
thing
out.
matters to you.
Yeah, that would 100%.
Yeah,
check
well,
out. But one's a true freshman, so
Oh, okay, gotcha.
yeah, give him a break. All right, quickly, 2 other things, and then we'll just do parlay picks. I don't want to talk about any of the other games really. There is a hilarious development going on in the ACC right now, guys. Now that Miami lost to Louisville, have you looked at the standings at all? There is a real chance Miami can't go to the title game even if they win out now, because Virginia and Georgia Tech don't play each other, and neither of them play Miami.
So
Yes,
is that
fair.
the most likely scenario right now?
No, I don't think it is. Guys, it's the ACC. It's the effing ACC. Georgia Tech and Virginia are not going to win out, so we can just put that to bed.
Georgia Tech's going to win out.
They're gonna have some stupid slip-up spot. They always do.
They got Georgia at the end of the season, but they only have 4 more ACC games.
Do you have it in front of you?
Yeah,
I don't have it in front of me.
I have it right here. It just logged out on me because I was looking at Virginia's. Syracuse at State. At NC State might be the weird one. At Boston College. And maybe if you're going to say Pitt, if Pitt's a look-ahead spot to Georgia.
As much as
Georgia
I hate
can't-
NC State, that's the spot if they're going to lose one.
And then Virginia. Virginia has UNC, Cal, Wake, Duke, Virginia Tech. Duke's beating them.
Virginia's losing again.
Yeah.
Virginia's definitely losing again.
But
We've
there
done this.
is a real scenario where we end up with a Virginia Tech or a Virginia team and a Georgia Tech team playing in Charlotte. Meanwhile, 11-1 Miami's having to sit on the sidelines, and then all of a sudden there's going to be a debate of, well, should 3 ACC teams get into the playoff?
I can name. I mean, the majority of that room is going to fight against that with all their heart. I mean, that is going to be like pitchforks outside the facility.
The Big 12's kind of running into a similar problem where they could have two 1-loss teams. I don't think unless BYU and Cincinnati went out the rest of the way, which isn't going to happen.
We're talking about a different sport here. We're talking about, in the eyes of the committee, we're talking about a different sport. The mighty SEC and the Big 10 are up here, and the ACC and the little bitty cute Big 12 are down here.
But the issue is
I don't like that.
SMU getting in last year set a weird precedent going forward.
Do you think it kind of was like, hey, let's not do this again?
I think it set a precedent because you can't you can't say conference title games don't matter.
Yeah.
So
I mean, yeah, that's true.
So anyhow, I thought that was interesting. Also,
that is
are just 20% of Power 5 jobs going to be open after this season? Every single team
to Norvell for at least the end of the year.
Norvell's probably. I mean, there's a chance Belichick might not be coming back to Carolina.
Connor said that's not going to happen. Connor said
he'll be back next year.
He'll be coached week 1 next year.
Yeah, I mean,
he knows what's up. He was in Riyadh talking.
Yeah, I had an insider meeting. Yeah. No, I think you're right. I think this coaching cycle is going to be. It's going to be pretty crazy. We're going to see a lot of turnover. Transfer portal start teeting up, and so is the coaching portal.
Okay, I think that's all I had. So let's do parlay picks and let's get out of here. Let's go Dylan, underdog.
Oh, underdog. Sorry, skip me. I had my
Connor, underdog.
Oh, yeah. This is tough for me. Do you have one, Karter? Because I've got like a couple, but I don't feel great. There's a lot of teams on buys this week.
I'm kind of.
And there's not a lot of spreads in that 6 and 7 range. Like it's a lot of.
I'm kind of.
Yeah.
I wasn't looking at the screen, but I knew what happened.
There's a lot of 40-point spreads and a lot of like 3 or 4 point spreads.
Yeah, I had three written down. I really wanted to take.
Don't take Northwestern. I'm telling you right now, don't do it.
Yeah, Northwestern was in there, but I refused to take him.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I can't go Northwestern. North Carolina money line.
Are you really?
Over Virginia.
Karter. I'm flattered. I'm flattered you do that for me on the show.
Especially
in Chapel Hill.
Especially after the way I've been treated this week. My people have been treated this week. Meanwhile, I'm still willing to I'm going with
extend
the blood
an olive
money.
branch.
Yeah, I'm going with the blood money. Saudi money. Give me Carolina money line.
I actually don't hate that.
It's the reverse of a couple years ago when we took Virginia plus 25.5.
At home. Yeah. God, that loss against Cal. Whoever stayed up on Friday night till 3 in the morning to watch Carolina fumble out of the back of the end zone and lose the game. I'm sorry to you. Sorry to myself for staying up and watching that too. I actually don't hate that, Karter. I think I don't hate the over in this game either. If they're going to win, it's going to be high scoring.
Virginia. Why no Northwestern?
We can put it in.
No, that's just, I'm curious why.
Go ahead.
No, I'm not going to. I'm just curious the thought process there. Nebraska's not losing 2 in a row.
Yeah, is Nebraska going to lose 2? Is Nebraska going to cash 2 dog parlays for us in a row? Probably not.
Yeah, I'm going to go.
What are you talking about?
I'm going to go Houston. I called that one.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, I did. It wasn't my pick, but I called that. I had Minnesota.
Oh,
you want to see the bet slip?
with that.
You want to see the bet slip?
Oh, get out of here with that.
Give me Houston money line against Arizona State.
Damn.
Yeah,
okay.
Now you're speaking my language.
Good
that
one.
was my other one.
Good pick. Ole Miss is 5.5, not 6. Can I take them?
Count it.
The options are
because
very
I took
slim.
a 10.
Okay.
I think it's got to average out.
Okay, I want Ole Miss then. Ole Miss.
Okay, Ole Miss. All right, I love it. Let's do it. And then parlay picks quickly, Connor.
Wake plus 3.5 against SMU. Wake Forest Demon Deacons plus 3.5. 3 in the hook at home against SMU. Give it to me.
Ooh, 3 in the hook. Dylan.
Colorado State, Wyoming under 46.5.
Let's say in the trend of doing weird games, Washington State money line over Toledo. I don't like Toledo having to travel all the way to Pullman.
Wow.
And Toledo did
parlay.
not look great,
I like it.
especially in that first half against Kent State.
Can we put a bow on college football real quick?
Yeah.
So, Connor, lucky you. You get off easy with Arizona State being Texas Tech last week. You guys all. I pitched Stanford for the dog parlay, and you said no, Dylan, no. What? 750 plus 750.
I think I get voided though because my pick hit.
So Connor's really the one left to blame.
So this
I don't know.
is gonna
Carter
attack
was the
me.
most vocal. I think Carter was the most vocal, though.
I think you're just remembering that. I think you guys are just anti-Carter now because I was right about BYU winning against Utah, and I had to send my army of people after you guys, It's just how it goes.
For the dog parlay, I want to take BYU minus 10.5 at plus 400.
We could do that. We could do just an alt spread on the team. I don't hate that.
No. I will take
heavy.
I'll take
favorite.
Texas Tech minus 55.5 against Oklahoma State then.
Not a bad pick.
That's funny.
Anyhow, all right, that does it for college football. Make sure to subscribe, download SeatGeek, use code KarterKast, $20 off your first purchase. If you're listening on audio, let's swing on over to the NFL after this break.